Let me remind you about the rules of Masters football. I'm sure you know them by now. Each team has a maximum squad of 9 players. Only 6 players on the pitch at any one time. Substitutions can be made at any time. The matches are 8 minutes each way. There is no extra time, but crucially, there's no offside. So that guarantees goals, and we have had an abundance of goals in this series of Masters football. And each team must keep 1 player in the opposite half. Those are the rules of Masters football. So first up, let's get it going. It's City against Bolton, and Andy Ritchie is alongside my colleague Gary Weaver. Gary.
Well, this is a squad which starts as big favourites for the tournament alongside Wigan. Manchester City have 2 managers in their team, in Preston boss Paul Simpson and newly appointed Macclesfield chief Ian Brightwell. Peter Beagrie plays for his 5th club in Masters football. Well, Bolton are back after missing the tournament last year. Julian Darby is the current first-team coach at Derby County, just celebrated promotion to the Premiership. In Andy Walker, they have a man who loves to score in Masters football. Well, he's played for 5 different Masters teams so far. Is tonight the night when Peter Beagrie finally lands the Masters title. And there's a man who knows about scoring. Andy Walker, a real Bolton hero. Only spent 2 years there, but was a goal-scoring machine and has continued that in Masters football. So, Newcastle, Leicester and Wolves already through. And what about Leeds, winning the Yorkshire Masters last week? Who will come out on top here in the Northwest Masters in Manchester tonight? Andy Ritchie alongside me. Andy, would you say Manchester City favourites?
Well, they've always got a strong side and they always seem to do quite well in the competition. But I've got a sneaky feeling for Bolton as well. I think they've got some good players in there. David Lee on the ball now. You know, he's got still a lot of energy. And we've talked about Andy Watson up front, who likes to score goals and can score goals. And obviously they've got Mark Patterson in there to break up things.
That's David Lee with the shot. Scrambling across the goal was Perry Suckling in the Manchester City net. Always a good winger, David Lee. City beaten finalists last year. Liverpool normally the immovable object in the Northwest Masters, but they've already played in the Coventry Masters and lost that. But tonight, who will come out on top? Manchester City beaten 7-3 in that final last year. Ball hit forward towards Wayne Biggins. That's Ian Brightwell, the new Macclesfield Town manager. Biggins there for support. This is Peter Beagrie on his left, on his right. Good save.
Great save from Andy Rhodes, my own teammate at Oldham. Great save, great save. Managed to get that big frame of his down.
Eventually.
He'll love me for saying that. But Biggs is edging his bets tonight, isn't he? What did you say, fifth team?
5th team.
Ah, well.
He's playing, he's reporting. I think he's sweeping up and locking the arena afterwards as well, Peter Beagrie.
Well, I bet he's getting his fee from Sky, and then he'll be getting his fee from the PFA for playing, knowing Biggs.
There he is. He'll do anything. This is David Lee for Bolton. Andy Walker just inside the penalty area. Lee's gone for goal. Suckling down.
2 great saves in the space of a couple of minutes there. Great save from Perry Suckling, getting down really well to that. Absolutely superb, agile goalkeeping.
Perry Suckling always synonymous with that Crystal Palace 9-0 defeat by Liverpool in the 80s. This is a terrific run. What a goal!
What a great goal.
First goal in the Northwest Masters from Steve Redmond, and City lead.
Redo. I couldn't quite see what he had on his t-shirt there, but that's a great piece of skill. I think it's nutmeggers as well. I think he nutmegs Mark Patterson, gets through, and yeah, just waits for Andy to go down. Sells himself, sticks it away. Great goal from Redo.
City's youngest ever captain, Steve Redmond. Great finish, great run. Seen some terrific goals in the Masters this year. Slip there from David Lee. Still has the ball though.
Seen that a couple of times now, Gary, haven't we? A couple of people slipping on the new surface. It seems like it's a different surface that we're playing on this year. It's a little bit more of a carpet.
Well, Sammy McElroy's in your team. We all remember the slip he did at Wembley, so he may have a nightmare on here.
I've already talked to him about that.
Velcro on the shoes, I think. City leading net. Good goal too from Steve Redmond. This is Andy Walker for Bolton. Lee to Walker. Lee wants to return and gets it. Walker's in the middle. Walker with a chance, diverted away from him. And the follow-up from Tony Kelly, missed hit. It was Paul Simpson, the Preston manager, who got back there.
It was nearly an own goal, that, Gary, but they got away with it. Good football from Bolton, though. Nice little 1-2s and opened City up quite well.
That's Biggins, 2-0. Straight through Andy Rhodes.
Great finish. I mean, you know, you have a go. You've got every chance to have a go because it's not a massive pitch. If you get a sight of goal like Wayne Biggins has there, and it's low as well and hit crisply, you've always got a chance.
Wayne Biggins scored 2 goals in the Northwest Masters last year. It's a good start this by Manchester City. We mentioned the strong favourites for this along with Wigan. They've started well.
Well, I think, you know, there's probably, you could turn around and say it should be 2-2. You know, they've hit the post. They've had a great save by Perry Suckling as well. So Bolton can count themselves a little bit unfortunate, really.
Let's go down pitch side. Jim White is with Manchester City's 2 goal scorers.
Steve Wayne, well done. Steve, you got them on their way. It was a nice effort from your good self.
Yeah, I'm surprised I was that far forward, to be honest with you. Seen Mark Patterson coming out with the start. It's just try a little cheeky megs. Lucky for me to come off. It made me mind up in the corner, so I'm grateful for that, Lee.
You're in the driving seat, Wayne. It's important to stay there. It's important to win your first game, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had a great start. Bolton are not a bad team. They're fit lads. Got a few young lads there. But we've had a great start. Hopefully we can all own it and then take it on from there.
You boys are running around like youngsters.
Well, give them another 10 minutes, we'll soon find out.
Well done, boys.
Cheers.
It's a great start. A terrific open game for the first game as well. We've seen a few cagey affairs in game 1 of the Masters this year, but this is pretty open.
Yeah, it's a good game, isn't it? It's free flowing. It's always I think the first one is. I think, you know, you've got your legs. It's 2 or 3 games in where you start feeling it and they maybe pass the ball around a little bit slower. But it's been a good game so far, plenty of action.
Andy Ritchie's Manchester United are up next. I have to say the rest of the United squad are training and warming up behind one of the goals. Andy Ritchie sat here eating a pie, so that tells you the extent of his ambitions. But United will be on shortly. At the moment, though, Manchester City are dominating. There's a chance. And it was Paul Simpson who lashed that goalwards. Wayne Biggins just in the way, or Carl Griffiths, I should say, just in the way of Simpson.
I think Paul just snatched at that a little bit, didn't he? And didn't get the quality contact that he wanted. And if he had done it, could have been 3-0.
I do admire the fact that you managers put yourselves through this, because your players must be watching this on TV saying, well, how can he tell me to do that if he can't do it himself?
Yeah, you're right. You get some texts afterwards when you're getting changed after. You get some right good texts off the boys. But that's a great ball from Summer.
And it was Peter Beagrie. That was a chance for Manchester City. And he knows it.
That would have been... Has he scored for every team as well?
No.
No. Right. OK.
I think that's why he's changed team quite a lot. And he's been kicked out on a few occasions. But City in the ascendancy here in the first half of the first game of the Northwest Masters. Bolton, though, by no means out of this. They've opened up City a few times. Bit of holding spotted by Stephen Lodge. It was Carl Griffiths who was being held by Gary Parkinson.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a blatant foul. You don't need to be so close there. And he's quite a bit away from the goal area. And Gary just got suckered in there and, you know, thought he was going to get rolled, so he grabbed hold of his arm.
Good atmosphere inside the MEN Arena here in Manchester. And the ball eventually returns. I'm surprised Peter Beagrie's not doing that job as well.
Well, I know he has got one of those jackets.
Lovely in yellow. Right. City with this free kick then. Fitzroy Simpson. He's the man of the moment, Peter Beagrie. Little reverse pass. Almost caught Griffiths out.
Go on, Beags.
Peter Beagrie just completely took his eye off the ball there.
That happened to me last year as well, that.
Beagrie's after it with David Lee. Good tackle from Beagrie. Now the race on between Griffiths and Andy Walker. Griffiths gets to it first. Ian Brightwell's arriving now in the middle.
You know something?
David Lee.
I think you've got to keep that one on video. That's the first tackle I've ever seen Beagrie make.
Final few seconds of the first half. City leading by 2-0. And that's it for the first half. A 2-0 lead for Manchester City, deservedly so.
Well, yes, obviously, because they are in front, but you know, Bolton have had the chances. They've hit the post with Paul Simpson just sticking a leg out and being a little bit fortunate, and then you know, great save from Perry Suckling from David Lee. So it could have easily been 2-2, but it's you know, they've got to get a goal early in the second half. I think Bolton.
Well, here are the goals. Terrific first goal from Steve Redmond. You can see him just make the run there.
No one picking him up. Gets a great little touch right through Mark Patterson's legs, and a great finish.
And then Peter Beagrie involved in the build-up for Wayne Biggins. Rhodes went down but couldn't keep it out.
I think Andy will be disappointed with that. I think he probably just thought it was going to keep its trajectory, and it swerved a little bit on him. But you know, it's been a good opening game.
There's a chance for Bolton, and Mark Patterson. Well cleared.
Good defending on the line.
David Brightwell, the man there.
Great defending. That's what you want when you're a goalkeeper. If you're beaten, you want somebody on the line there to try and help you out.
Here he goes again, David Lee. Hasn't lost any of his pace. Just tried to feed in Scott Green. He's still quick, David Lee.
He is still quick, and you know, we're talking about we've got Mark Dempsey in our changing room, and when we were getting changed, he's not carrying an ounce of fat, and I don't think David is. You know, he keeps himself fit.